You know, when you think real estate, what pops into your head? Probably houses, maybe condos, right? The whole hustle of the market. But today, we're going to talk about something else. A quieter, often overlooked player that holds this unique kind of power: raw land. Yeah, just an asset with no walls, no roof, just pure, unadulterated possibility. So, let me ask you again, what is real estate? For most of us, it's a structure, something with plumbing and electricity and a front door. But honestly, that's only half the story. See, the real foundation, the bedrock of all real estate, is the land itself. And owning it in its raw form, well, that isn't about owning a building. It's about owning a blank canvas. It's about owning potential. And that is exactly what makes it so fascinating. So, what's the first major benefit of owning a piece of land? I'll tell you. It's the incredible freedom it gives you. Unlike a house that comes with a whole list of demands, land lets you own the timeline. You're in charge. I mean, just think about the options here. You want to build your dream home in, say, 10 years? Go for it. Or maybe you'd rather just use it as a private campsite for the next 20 years. That works too. You could even lease it out to a local farmer for a little passive income, or just do nothing. Just let it sit there and appreciate. The land doesn't rush you. You are in complete control. And this really drives home the difference in stress levels. Owning a house, it's an active job, right? Things are always breaking, tenants might be calling, that roof is going to leak eventually. Land, on the other hand, it's just beautifully simple. Your main jobs: pay the property taxes and maybe mow it once in a while. It's a low maintenance, low drama kind of asset. You've heard the old saying, right? Well, it's a classic for a reason. It's absolutely true. Land is a finite resource. A piece of land that seems way out there today could be smack dab in the path of growth tomorrow. The smart play is to actually look at county development plans. Owning land in the path of that progress, it's like having a front row seat to the future. But the value of land isn't just about the practical stuff. It builds into something much deeper. Owning a piece of the earth, well, it's not just a financial decision. It taps into some very real emotional needs we all have. In our super connected world, having a place where you can genuinely unplug is a real luxury. I mean, imagine having your own private spot where you can just escape all the noise, build a campfire, and just breathe without worrying about anything else. It can be an incredible tool for your own well-being. And this gets to the heart of it, the idea of legacy. Land is something tangible, something real you can pass down through generations. It's so much more than just money. It's a gathering place, a piece of your family's history, a sense of rootedness that is getting harder and harder to find. Okay, let's talk stability for a second. We all see the financial markets go on these wild rides. Stocks can be totally unpredictable. And crypto, well, sometimes it feels like a lottery, doesn't it? These are abstract assets, just numbers on a screen. And that's the crucial point. Land is real. It's a hard asset that kind of protects you against all that digital uncertainty. You can physically stand on your investment, you can walk its boundaries, and you can know that you own something solid, something that can't just vanish overnight. Okay, so as amazing as it all sounds, let's get practical. Let's pump the brakes for a second. Owning land is a big deal, and you have to do your homework. You want to make sure you're buying a great asset, not a future headache. This checklist right here, this is your best friend. Seriously. First, legal access. That is a non-negotiable. If you can't get to it, what's the point? Utilities. Are they there, or are you going to have to pay for a well and septic? That's a huge budget question. Zoning rules tell you what you can actually do with the land. And topography. Well, a steep cliff isn't exactly the best spot for our house, right? These questions aren't here to scare you. They're here to make sure you make a smart buy. And let's just nail down this term because it is so important. Landlocked means you have no legal right to cross someone else's property to get to your own. A beautiful, cheap piece of land is totally worthless if you can't legally get to it. That's why access is number one on that checklist. So let's bring all this together. Owning land, it's this unique mix of a practical investment, personal freedom, and this really deep emotional connection. It's about owning a piece of your own future on your own terms. There's a feeling that's hard to put into words until you felt it. That first drive out to your place. The simple act of putting up a little gate or a small sign with your name on it, walking the perimeter and just knowing everything you see inside these lines is yours. It's grounding and it's incredibly empowering. So at the end of the day, land is a canvas.
For one person, yeah, it's the future spot for their dream home. For someone else, it's just a weekend escape. It can be a long-term plan for your family's security, or just a solid, tangible asset in a really uncertain world. It holds the possibility of whatever you want it to be.
So I'll just leave you with this one thought. We're all looking for a little more space in our lives, right? Space to breathe, space to build, space to feel financially secure. What if that whole search starts not with four walls and a roof, but with the very ground beneath your feet?